Gladys Wairimu Kamande captured the hearts of Kenyans when images of her walking with a generator, oxygen cylinders, and a concentrator became a symbol of her struggle for survival. Now, Kenyans rallied behind her, contributing over 9 million shillings for her treatment. But a recent photo of a radiant, seemingly healthy Gladys has reignited a fresh debate online. Was she truly sick? Was the money genuinely used for her treatment? Or was it yet another elaborate con in the name of philanthropy? Well, tonight, TV47's Brenda Muthoni takes a closer look at questions now swirling around Gladys Kamande's story. Take a look.
8 years ago, Gladys Wairimu Kamande, or otherwise nicknamed as Mama Mitungi by netizens, was moving from one place to another with a generator, 2 oxygen cylinders and an oxygen concentrator. She hit your screens and probably your pockets too.
32-year-old Gladys Wairimu Kamande has been surviving on oxygen for close to 7 years now.
Gladys is yet to raise 7 million shillings for her treatment in India.
Gladys told Kenyans that she had been blind for 7 years, miscarried 6 times and had recurrent thrombosis. 8 years later, this is Gladys Kamande. This photo has now left tongues wagging and left Kenyans who contributed a whopping 9.5 million Kenya shillings doubting her illness. In search for truth, we visited Gladys at her home in Saika along Kangudo Road, and the mother of one still stands her ground. She says her health problem started in 2018 when she was seeking to have another child.
Nilikuwa napata mimba zikipotea, napata mimba inatoka, napata ingine inaenda inatolewa.
In 2010, Gladys says she was taken ill at Mama Lucy Hospital, where she was diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis, which is the formation of a clot in a deep vein. She was stabilized and referred to Kenyatta National Hospital. She was immediately put under the intensive care unit, where she fell into a coma for 6 months. When she finally came out, she was paralyzed on one side, and something drastic had happened.
Juu wenyewe tulikuwa na wao, nilikuwa nawaambia nikikuja nilikuwa naona, lakini saa hii mimi sioni.
She was discharged and instructed to go for weekly clinics. On the Monday that followed, her husband and family accompanied her to hospital. Gladys tells me that while at Kenyatta National Hospital, her husband left her in the car to go and get a wheelchair, and to date, he has never returned.
Tukiwa kwa clinic, tukaanza kumpigia. Juu aunge expect mtu anaweza kukuacha ukiwa hiyo hali. Tukaanza kumpigia achukui simu. Nikaambia brother yangu, maybe huyu amechoka.
The clinics helped as the paralysis on the left side was effectively treated, leaving her with only one ailment: her blindness. In 2015, she complained of high fevers and was rushed to Kiambu Level 5 Hospital and subsequently referred to Kenyatta National Hospital. It is here that Gladys says things went south. Her lungs collapsed and she was put on oxygen support. The doctors at Kenyatta advised her to buy her own oxygen concentrator and start saving up 7 million Kenya shillings to facilitate her advanced treatment in India. And that is how Gladys came to you to raise the 7 million Kenya shillings.
Mimi nikasidwa hiyo 7 million. Itoke wapi? Sina mtu wetu anakuwa na hiyo pesa. Sina mimi hiyo pesa. Mimi sijaiona hiyo pesa na macho yangu. Itatoka wapi? Haya, mimi nikapigia waibaji wenzangu, mimi ni msanii.
Gladys is a musician with recorded songs, but hold on to that thought. We will get back to it later. Her friends in the music industry opened a WhatsApp group to raise the amount, and sufficient funds to buy the oxygen concentrator were raised, and Gladys went home armed with oxygen cylinders and a generator. A plan was formulated to organize charity walks in major towns to fundraise for her treatment, and it is during the walks that Gladys would meet a street child who would make her story go viral.
Kaboy kakasema, auntie nisaidie na 20 bobo. I think kamtoto kaliniangalia, kakaniona, kakarudi ako kenyewe kwa mfuko, kakatoa 20 bob, kakanipatia.
This picture would extremely go viral and melt hearts all over the country. This picture would also touch one philanthropist by the name of Ndungu Nyoro, pushing him to join the Goodwill cause. He would open an Mchanga account and rally Kenyans to support Gladys. Note his name, because he will feature prominently in Gladys's story.
Na hiyo pesa ikakaa safe kabisa. Sisi sema hiyo pesa ilikuliwa, ilikaa safe, juu ilinisaidia kufika mahali nimefika.
By end of week, Kenyans of Goodwill had reached the limit and even exceeded it. Plans to fly to India 1 hour underway.
Nilikojeka sana kwa ndege, lakini Mungu ni mwema, nilifika India.
In India, she says, she was whisked by an ambulance to the BLK hospital in Delhi, where she was yet again put under the intensive care unit. After 2 weeks in the ICU, she was taken to the general ward, and that's where the miracle happened.
Nikiwa kwa ward, niliona mwangaza white kubwa sana.
A miracle indeed.
Daktari akakuja akaniambia, nikamwelezea mimi naona white. Akasema ni kumaanisha macho yangu ina sense kuona.
Without surgery and just by the use of medication, she had regained her eyesight.
Waliniambia hawafanyagi surgery ya kukata kichwa. Kuna ile mashine. Sasa macho yangu ilianza hivyo, ikakuja ikifunguka pole pole. Mtu wa kwanza kuona alikuwa my daughter.
Gladys would then fly back to Kenya and travel to India for her last checkup on the 13th of June 2017. But how did this inspiring story get questioned by Kenyans? Remember Gladys explaining that she's a musician? Well, days before she flew to India, she recorded a banger. And it is here that Kenyans got a hard time comprehending how a woman struggling to breathe could sing so well, leave alone dance so effortlessly.
Nilikuwa naiba karaini kamoja na kaa chini. Hata niliiba nikiwa nimekaa. Naiba kengine tunakaa chini. Si ati hiyo wimbo sikuimba yote ikaisha. Hapana.
Netizens also started questioning Gladys' sudden taste for the fine things in life, at one point posting photos of herself wearing what netizens alleged was original Adidas pants.
Mimi nimeokoka na ni lazima Mungu anitengeneza, kwani Mungu anapendanga vitu voeoe. Mungu anapendanga kitu smart. Si ndio?
The signatories in Mchanga would then start crashing with each other over the funds. You noted Ndungu Nyoro, the philanthropist who opened the Mchanga account? Well, together with Gladys, Nyoro would go back and forth about these funds. In a recent post, Nyoro sought to tell his side of the story, and the discrepancies between statements given by Gladys and Nyoro are evident.
Because
Gladys says that she stayed in the ICU in India for 2 weeks, in which she regained her eyesight. According to hospital documents seen by TV47, Gladys was admitted on the 14th of February and discharged on the 27th of the same month. It is during these 13 days in hospital that she allegedly regained her eyesight and discharged immediately after. According to Nyoro, the philanthropist,
something happened during her trip to India. She informed us she had regained her eyesight, although I didn't know how that happened because I never got the doctor's account.
Hata hiyo India, sijui kama picha yangu ilitolewangwa, kulikuanga na picha kubwa sana. Uko India, BLK International Hospital kulikuanga na picha yangu huko. Na hata kwa news kulikuanga na nini, niliekwa kwa news ya nini.
We did a quick check on the BLK Hospital YouTube channel, and in the year 2017, the channel has posted the 2 times they made it on local news, and Gladys' story is conspicuously missing. In fact, they have posted numerous Kenyans who have been treated at their facility, and Gladys is not featured. Her diagnosis at BLK also did not indicate blindness. Nyoro and Gladys also disagreed on the doctor who would travel with her to India. Well, at home, Gladys was being treated by Samson Buluma, a doctor who Nyoro now questions. In a rebuttal, Samson Buluma explains that he was a clinical officer who interned at Kenyatta National Hospital, stating that they collided with Nyoro over the number of gas cylinders the patient needed to carry.
When I calculate the hours you'll take in the aeroplane landing down, and this is not an emergency aeroplane whereby you're being carried with an oxygen.
Another discrepancy lies at the Komarok Modern Healthcare. Nyoro stating,
After Gladys flew in from India, her second trip, she was rushed to Komarok Modern Healthcare after complaining of chest pains. She was put in ICU and I went to see her. She was heavily asleep. Later in the evening, the hospital owner asked me out for lunch. It is during this period that they asked me where Gladys was sick.
According to that statement, the Komarok Modern Healthcare had put Gladys in ICU without the proper diagnosis. Nyoro's statement would make you think that this is the first time Gladys was getting treated at that facility. But in this post made by Nyoro in 2017 on January before Gladys flew to India, Komarok Modern Healthcare had performed tests on Gladys.
Thank you, Harriet Njiru Nyamu, on behalf of Komarok Modern Healthcare Utawala, for the excellent care of our sister. Gladys Kamande managed to have all the tests done as recommended by chest physician Dr. Muhindi Wanjugu.
How then could the same hospital ask about Gladys's illness, yet they had her medical files with them? But despite them questioning her illnesses, the hospital's bill amounted to a whopping 91,000 Kenya shillings. Nyoro also put to question why Gladys had to fly for the second time in India. Documents we've seen also indicate that Gladys had flown to India to get treated for hemorrhoids, and there were previous claims that Gladys had gone all the way to India to get treated for that condition only.
It was just an AOB on whatever brought the patient in the hospital.
There are several options available to treat hemorrhoids. Many people get relief with home treatments and lifestyle changes. A doctor who went through Gladys's lab diagnosis from the BLK hospital explained that the results indicated that her lungs were functioning normally.
No, it's not terminal illness. The disease is very much treatable to all level, from level 3 hospitals.
And according to this report from her time at the Kenyatta National Hospital, the doctor stated it indicates that her lungs were performing optimally. So that's how your 9 million Kenya shillings was spent. Gladys, however, admits that she spent 5 million in treatment, and the fight for the remaining donated funds would escalate until the two sat down with mediators, where it was agreed that the remaining 4 million Kenya shillings would be shared equally between Gladys and Nyoro, who would then donate his share to children homes and pay off pending hospital bills for stuck mothers at the Kenyatta National Hospital.
Kasemekana hata kana hizo pesa. Hizo pesa zitagawa mara ngapi? Zilikuwa 4 million. Zitagawa mara 2. Nipewe 2 million na yeye abaki na 2 million, na 2 million ataenda kusaidia watu nayo.
When advice is given on why you should or should not donate towards a medical fund, then I'm sure that Gladys Kamande's story will feature prominently, because up to date there is a very thin line between what was real and what was fabricated. Muthoni Brenda for TV 47, Nairobi.
Wow, thanks.